Hey guys, welcome back to 365 with Ava Brooks, where we grow through all 365 days, not just the ones that people see. Based off today's title, Outgrowing People, we're going to be talking about relationships and not one specific type of relationship, all relationships. Family, friends, people you thought were going to be in your life forever, and it just wasn't meant to happen that way, unfortunately. Life happens. People grow, people change. It's inevitable. There's really nothing that we can do about it. But we can talk about it. I think one of the hardest things that I've learned in the last year was just because you have history with somebody does not mean that you have alignment with them. And that can hurt because history feels safe, but in the end it really isn't. You know, I don't know if that makes sense, but it makes sense to me. Because if we don't have the same goals, or we don't have the same, it can work, but there has to be a certain, understanding, and if you don't have that understanding, then you're just gonna keep butting heads constantly. That's whether it's boyfriend, girlfriend, family, friends. You have to have that understanding in order to have alignment. I feel like there is such a quiet grief when it comes to outgrowing somebody. It's not loud, it's not a big fight, it's not dramatic, it's just kind of space. You have different energy, different priorities, different mindsets, and you kind of just wake up one day and you realize that you don't fit anymore. I feel like that in itself is very sad depending on the level of relationship you were at with that person, but you also have to have a good enough relationship with yourself to know that you can't keep yourself in that situation anymore. So you have to have some self-actualization and realization that even though it sucks and it does hurt, you have to keep moving forward. You can't keep yourself down in order to keep that relationship. I've had to accept that not everybody will accept the new version of me that I am becoming. A lot of people were so comfortable with the old me that would over-explain, and I would tolerate certain things, and I would just try to keep the peace to make sure that everybody else was comfortable. But growth makes you speak up, and boundaries will change dynamics, and not everybody will like that. It sucks when you've had people who saw you start and they just can't figure out how to support who you're becoming, because then it kind of makes you second guess yourself and you're like, okay, am I doing too much? Am I being too dramatic? Do I need to try to fit myself back into that tiny little box? But that's the thing, once you outgrow the person that you were, there's not really the option of going back. And I think that's what makes it uncomfortable, because it's not that I don't love people, it's just that I love myself enough now that I'm not going to keep abandoning who I'm becoming to make other people comfortable around me. Outgrowing does not mean hating. Distance does not mean disrespect. It just means you're evolving, and sometimes in evolution it gets lonely, but I would much rather be lonely and aligned than surrounded and completely disconnected from myself. If you're feeling a shift in your relationship right now, it doesn't mean that you're cold, it means that you're growing, and sometimes growing hurts before it becomes peaceful. I'm learning that not everybody is meant to come with you. Some people are just meant to be chapters, and it's okay to turn the page. Just know that. It is okay to turn the page and let your story continue. I'll see you tomorrow.